It went from like 90 to like 50 degrees in the span of a day, so it's a little chilly outside. I'm sitting here in the coat. This fucker back here is...
Hardcore! Parkour! No. Irving knows no
just
pain.
shows up sleeveless. First time I've ever seen you sleeveless in my
Were you
life.
working out in an 80s gym?
Pretty much.
Oh, okay.
I was
You gotta cut the shirt off.
I was working out at the Cobra Kai dojo.
Yeah.
Yeah. 49. Yeah.
So
That's not cold enough.
we're out of
In the car.
Snow White and the Huntsman, and we had to go to a different theater. Yeah, we had to go to the lesser theater in Springfield.
It's like Denny's. There's a good Denny's and a bad Denny's.
Yeah, so
Favorite
this is the cheaper. It is cheaper.
Shitty Denny's.
Yeah, the shitty Denny's is right over there. It's just it's fucking in walking distance. So yeah, the bigger theater in town is the one that always has the midnights, but for some reason, I don't know, maybe they didn't have enough screens or something, but they did it at this one as opposed to the 12-plex, and I haven't been to this theater in a long time, and it's still the same.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't that packed, so it's not like they
It was
even
kinda
need it
crowded.
over there. Not really. Compared to the other midnights.
Yeah, I thought so. I mean,
I was surprised
Yeah,
at the turnout. I mean,
honestly,
It's gonna be very much.
I thought it would be fewer than what actually turned
Oh,
out.
really?
honestly though, if this audience was seated in the auditoriums at the bigger theater, the auditoriums there at the one we
They're
usually go
spaced
to
differently,
are
that's
stadium
right.
seating. So
Yeah.
honestly, the theater here is technically bigger. The auditorium is, so it would have filled the auditoriums at the other one pretty good. But in terms of the movie, I loved
It was
it.
good.
I loved this thing. I really dug the shit out of this fucking thing. What's it's got a 40 or something on Rotten Tomatoes or something?
Something ridiculous.
Fucking
It's great.
this. Is this gonna be like last year where like I
good
gave
movies
like where I loved Cowboys and Aliens, got shit for it.
Yeah, exactly.
This is gonna be the same thing. No, I dug the fucking shit out of this thing. This thing is foggy, it's gritty, it's dark, it's kind of
It's the best-
haunting in
it's-
some scenes.
It's the best Snow White since the Sigourney Weaver
It's
one.
gone.
Since Grimm's Snow White by the Asylum.
Yeah.
It's
No.
like-
No.
83
Fuck
now.
you. No. Oh. What?
It went up to an 83 now.
Oh, okay. Because it was actually.
Oh, it's at an
released.
83
It's an
now.
83 now.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Good. It deserves it.
It had elements at the beginning, like in the marriage. Her hair was done up the same way Sigourney Weaver's was when she did. when she got
Charlize
married.
Theron's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, for the marriage part, when they're walking down the aisle, her hair is done up like Sigourney Weaver's was,
Yeah.
and she had that goldish dress. There was also an homage to the Disney one when she had this weird crown thing. Like, obviously, she didn't have the hoods, but it was kind of, like, layered and hooded in the way of the
Yeah.
original queen. So, I thought that was...
She was great.
Oh, yeah.
Charlize Theron.
Nuts.
Fuck. She walks
Jesus Christ.
a fantastic line in this movie between chilling and campy.
Yeah.
And that, I mean that as a compliment. I don't mean that.
yeah.
I don't mean that as a slight. There are scenes where her eyes, her fucking haunting ass eyes in this thing just send chills down your fucking spine. Holy fucking crap. But they do it so well with her character that she's evil. She's pure fucking evil. She's eating like organs out of dead birds and stuff like that in this thing. She's stealing people's age and shit like that. But it does one thing so well where when it flashes back and you see that this person is bad, fucking evil, but it is technically a curse to this person when it flashes back and you see that this is a cursed person who was driven insane because of this. This isn't just a two-dimensional evil villain. There is layers to this queen character. And when she... Spoiler, when she dies at the end and she's laying there dying.
Death scene in
Yeah.
Snow White ever, because it wasn't just like, no, and the mirror breaks. I mean, it's tragic.
It's tragic.
She can't even talk, and she's
Yeah.
like scurrying the way.
It's
and just,
really
like,
tragic. You're sitting there and you're like, there is some sadness here because this is, again, a very tragic character.
The
There's
thing that
no
threw me,
words.
the thing
Yeah.
that threw me
It
from
just them just looking at each other.
Yeah.
There's no
Well,
words in that entire
The thing,
scene.
no, there is, because Snow White, that's the thing that threw me. She goes, "You can't have my heart,"
Oh,
and then
yeah.
it ended. But I was expecting her to
that.
be like, "But you have my pity" or something, because she said
Yeah,
that she
that
was,
would have been good.
Yeah, because she said that she was angry at her, but now she feels sorrow for
Yeah.
her. So I wonder if they cut it or something, because that just seemed really weird for
That
her
would've been
like
good.
dying and being like, "You can't have my heart."
Well, she said it fine. I thought she said the line
didn't say
fine.
it fine, but I mean, she didn't say it badly. It was just it felt unfinished. Like I was expecting her to say, "You can't have my heart."
I was expecting
but
her
you
to
have my
say,
pity or something.
"You can't have my heart because it belongs to another." I'm like, oh, they're gonna go there.
No, that's another thing
but
this
they
movie
didn't.
does
I
well
thought
too.
it was
Not.
They didn't go into like a whole like they easily could have turned this into like a love triangle movie.
Yeah. Oh,
and they come close,
They
but they
hint- they
don't.
hint at it.
They hint at it, and that's all it needs. It does it really well. Honestly, even if it did kind of get a little love triangle-y, in this,
It's
and
sad.
I know I'm only comparing it to Twilight because Kristen Stewart's in this, but in this, you know, it would have been earned because this is a real character. I'm going to say that Kristen Stewart's fantastic in this movie. I hate Bella Swan. I hate Bella Swan. I don't hate Kristen Stewart, and there's a difference there. I hate Bella Swan. I think Kristen Stewart is a damn good actress. You see her in The Runaways, and you see her in Adventureland. She's great. Unfortunately, you know, the Bella Swan thing, yeah, but that's because that's a terrible fucking character. In this, the first time it shows Kristen Stewart in this movie is when she's in that prison and she says like the Lord's Prayer and she's talking to that other girl across the way and she has these two little stick figures she's talking to. In 2 minutes right there, you have a character who's more likable, has more heart, who's more sincere, who's more likable, and the performance is better too because it's a better character than in any of those fucking Twilight movies.
Yeah, and I mean, aside from Panic Room, I haven't really.
Oh, she was good at Panic
No, I know,
Room.
but I'm
Yeah.
saying, you know, she was what, maybe.
She's like 10 or something
No,
in
she's
Panic
like
Room.
13 or something. I don't know, but that was the only thing I'd really seen her in was the Twilight movies. But the other thing that just annoys me, like, she was really good, but the open mouth rabbit thing.
I know.
What was really funny though is just because, you know, everybody was expecting it. The baby, when they show it, is open mouth.
mouth.
Really?
The first scene of the child is the open mouth, and then the first scene you see Kristen Stewart, it's the open mouth, and so it's just
That
I don't
has a
know what
fine
it is.
career ahead of it if it can just open its mouth on cue.
Well, and the kid, the kid too. I was
Open
just
your mouth, baby.
well, it's just funny because she's so synonymous with that since, you know, the Twilight movies. But I was just waiting for it, and I was like, I'm curious.
So she has her mouth
It's
open
almost like she
sometimes.
mouth
She didn't.
breathes a lot
She
in the
didn't
movies.
do that. In Twilight though, she stutters a lot, and she
Yeah.
doesn't. She doesn't do that here. But again, that's because Bella Swan sucks. And she doesn't do that here. She gives a speech at the end of this movie that's really well delivered, really well done. She does really good in the action sequence at the end too. And Chris Hemsworth, when he gives that monologue over her body, dear God, that was well done. He's fucking great in this movie. He's
Imagine he's Scotsman.
yeah.
I love Scotsman. And he does a fucking fine job. How right he does.
He's talking about like his dead wife and all of this, and it was just beautifully acted on his part. And the
Well,
movie
how he
had
gets hooked into it too, because
Yeah.
he's not just like, okay, I'll do it. You know, she says that she'll bring his dead wife back, and that's the only reason he goes to do it. Yeah, I thought it was done really well, and it's just I think it's hand in hand with the Sigourney Weaver one.
I'd have
wanna
to see
say
that
this
again.
one's-
It's been a while. It's been like 10 or more years since I've
keeping
seen
in
that.
consideration the time period that was done with and what they can do more, but it was, you know, just as dark. And I might say I you know, there was more depth to the characters in this one that it might be better, but I still love that one.
I want to. Oh yeah, the Sigourney Weaver one's great. I'm curious if when this thing comes on DVD, if it's going to be an R. This thing's damn close to being an R, to the point to where in the battle scene at the end, you could see where it cut away quite a few times. And I mean, some of the special effects are you know, it's a CG looking, but the
CGI
ideas.
squirrels and
Yeah,
shit
but
like that.
yeah,
But
CGI
that
rabbits.
was Fairyland, though, is
Ew.
the thing. So
Wow.
everything. No. What I'm saying is you've got, the little Nuki fairies popping out
CGI
of...
land.
But the reason why it didn't bother me, like, it looks fake. It doesn't look real. But the reason why it didn't bother me is because the idea of how these characters look. They look cool. Like those birds with those fairies crawling out of the stomach. The eyes on the mushroom. The eyes on the mushrooms. Like, oh shit, Super Mario Brothers. Like, the eyes on the mushrooms, that turtle and stuff like that, and that kind of deer thing with
The Princess Mononoke buck.
I said the one cool CGI scene that I thought was the mirror scene.
That looked good.
The way they had the
That
mirror,
looked
with
good.
just
It was
Yeah.
symbolism for she's going to get her
yeah. But I was watching that. I'm like,
Yeah.
they did a pretty damn good job. Just
The dwarves looked good.
oh, the dwarves.
Oh, I love the
I mean, at the same time, the
fucking-
dwarves were great. You had
fucking Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins.
Hoskins.
Um,
And what's his
Shane,
face?
Toby Jones.
Ian McShane, Toby Jones, Nick Frost. Who are we forgetting? They were great, they were great, but at the same time I was kind of laughing because I was like, so this is easier than just finding a dwarf actor. But they were great, and it looked
fuck was
good.
Warwick
The effects
Davis,
looked
man?
good. What?
Where the fuck was Warwick Davis?
Where's Peter Dinklage?
Well,
Come on!
what I liked
They don't want
about...
to confuse him with Game of Thrones. They'd be like, he's a little
Well,
too
she
evil
was
for our
sitting on the
taste.
throne like
We can get Gary Oldman back to reprise his character from Tiptoes.
what I liked about this rendition is it wasn't just a confrontation with the queen. It had almost a Robin Hood Prince of Thieves with like the overthrow and the speech and be like, but they got armor going, and how they invade the castle and just everything going on. And even before that,
The music's good too.
yeah, you've got her childhood friend and they get separated and then the first thing you show is they're shooting arrows at a carriage and it's just this. It's not just, oh, Snow White, okay, let's take her back to the queen and overthrow the queen. It was just this huge rebellion that, I liked the twist on that.
Yeah, it was really well done. And, there were a few moments where, I was taken out a little bit because a scene would happen that would kind of remind me of something else from another movie.
Yes, that happened all the time.
That
We were
happened-
joking about almost
That happened.
everything.
I'm like, it wasn't
It wasn't you stole it, but it was just very reminiscent.
when the queen has her hand up to the guy's heart and it's like
Kalima,
Temple of Doom.
Kalima.
There's a weird part with a horse where suddenly she finds a white horse and then like the horse
swamp with Artax from Never Ending Story.
Yeah, I'm like,
Holy shit.
really? Are they
Yes.
really doing the Artax
Well, no,
thing?
it didn't sink,
Like, it
though.
didn't
It just
sink. It
stopped,
just
and then
got
she
stopped
went
in. But the horse thing was kind of weird. That was kind of out
and
of
then
nowhere.
the buck
But
with the Princess Mononoke, how it's like a holy thing, and in the fairyland, and then it
I was
gets,
reminded of
hit.
Legend during that, except with
That too, but-
without a unicorn. But even that like a few times that kind of happened. It didn't piss me off. It was just there were a few times where that kind of took me out of it a little bit. But there is so much good stuff in
It
this.
seems like they were trying to put more of the original story. The Grimm's fairy tales are not kid friendly.
No.
Never were, and it
Yeah.
seemed like they tried to put a lot more of that element into this
And
movie.
that's
And
good
see
because
the
this was a
Sigourney
dark
Weaver one?
movie. The Sigourney Weaver
With
one's dark
Sam
as shit.
Neill?
Watch
It's
that
on
one.
Netflix, or at least it was. If you
It's
guys
dark.
haven't
I haven't
it.
seen it in like over 10
Oh,
years,
it's
but that movie's
fantastical.
dark
It
as
was
shit.
80 something.
No, it was 90s.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Then it's early 90s.
No, it was like late 90s.
Seriously?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's like late 90s, like 97, 98 or
that'd still
something.
be
Wow.
15 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I
yeah,
thought it was earlier than that.
I think, or maybe 95. I don't know.
I like the twist on the poison apple thing.
I did too.
Because it wasn't just she was an old lady, she
Yeah.
took the form of her childhood friend. And it was set up, it wasn't just, oh, well, why would she do that? It was set up because he used to climb trees and pick apples for her.
Yeah.
And so then, he gives her an apple after they kiss, and then that's
then
how that
yeah,
occurs,
that
and
was
then she
great
just
because-
changes into the queen.
Even that actor starts getting like the evil eyes, like the queen. He did a great job.
Yeah,
he
he
looks
did.
psycho as
I
shit.
know him from something, and I didn't look it up, and he just looks really familiar. I don't know what it is. And I'm
But-
sure we'll be looking it up, and Connor will be like, yeah, it was.
And anymore, like when I'm
I'll look it up
watching,
when I get home.
anymore when I'm watching
Oh,
a
you want it
movie,
now?
the music in it is so generic that I find music in a lot of movies nowadays is really forgettable, and they just don't leave much of an impression. But the score in this was really, really well done. It really sets the mood well. Like, at the end, you know, when she's given that speech and everything, the music is so well done. It makes it a very powerful scene, and her performance is really good in the scene, too. What'd you find?
What? Am I stupid for not
He
knowing
was
who it is?
Philip from Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
Oh.
The priest kid, I think, wasn't it?
The one who wasn't Orlando Bloom in the fourth one?
Not
Yeah.
Orlando Bloom.
The one who took the place
What
of
else
Orlando
was he
Bloom.
in, though? Because I don't even... I somewhat
I
remember.
can't remember. I mean, now that you
It should be
mentioned,
Pillars of the Earth, Lost Future, Any Human Heart, Untitled, and White Heat.
Oh, Untitled! I loved him in that. He was awesome
yeah,
in
he was
Untitled.
great in that movie.
God.
That movie was pointless. But all right, what trailer? We had like 3 musical trailers, didn't we?
Oh, Step Up, or Step Down, or whatever.
Step Up,
Oh, Revolution, Step Up Revolution.
Revolution.
We all
yeah.
know my feelings on that fucking.
Oh, Madagascar.
We didn't get
We didn't see the
Madagascar.
trailer. We
We
got
didn't-
It was
Those
like
stupid-
it was
Oh,
the
we got-
teaser trailer that was like, don't forget to see our movie.
Oh no, that was like the be quiet in the theaters thing.
They everyone, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, like we got
Fuck outta
that
me.
one. This was
Hit and
weird.
Run.
Like that Hit and Run trailer, because at the beginning of it, he gets like punched in the nose or something like that.
It's brown. It's not red.
They
I'm like,
digitally
come
made the
on.
blood on his face brown, so it looked like someone
Shit in
punched
his
him in the
face.
nose and he sneezed out a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Like,
it's,
really? Okay.
I'm like, because we don't know what the fuck that is. I mean, come on, people.
They
I
did that. I
understand.
remember they did that in the Kill Bill trailer.
Yeah.
It was black all over her clothes, like
It just
fighting
dried.
oil slicks. What the hell? All right, we got
Dried.
Rock of Ages. We got
I want to.
Total Recall, which I mean, I'll probably end up seeing it, but I don't know.
It'll be all right.
The Total Recall movie, it looks like if Total Recall was a wildly mediocre movie with a wildly mediocre director and subpar special effects. That movie, even if it's okay, it just reeks of pointless. Because the special effects don't look as good. They aren't as good because it's CGI. It's all CGI. The stunt work doesn't look as good. Again, it's all CGI. And it's pointless to me. I don't know. Maybe it'll be okay, but that.
Well, I think it is pointless to remake it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're gonna go, back to the original story and just kind of.
Well, even then you have to expand on it because it's an original. Because it is, but there are elements of this new Total Recall that are from the Paul Verhoeven one and not the original story. So, the Bourne Legacy. I'm looking forward to the Bourne Legacy. Fucking Jeremy Renner.
Kicking ass, taking names.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm not the biggest Bourne fan in the world, but I like Jeremy Renner as an action guy a lot better than I like Matt Damon as an action guy. And I like Matt Damon, but as an action guy, I fucking love Jeremy Renner. I'll see Jeremy Renner in any fucking movie.
After the town.
Now
I'm
you're gonna
good.
get like Romeo and Juliet 4 with him in it that you have to go
I'll have to see it. It's got Jeremy Renner in
It's
it.
been stated.
I'm just not a big Jason Bourne fan, so the idea of a Jason Bourne movie without Jason Bourne, as weird as
It should
that.
be called Bourne Legacy. It should just be called like.
It's his legacy.
Or
Yeah.
Corporation Legacy or whatever it was called.
I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I like that it's Jeremy Renner and not Matt Damon. Other than that,
Vampire Hunter.
yeah, because that was it. We got like full trailers of all of these.
Yeah.
Like before, it was always the shorter ones. And yeah, Rock of Ages, which I'll be at Rock of Ages because the opposite one on that week is That's My Boy. And someone else is going to be seeing that.
Probably me.
Well, next week is Madagascar.
Fuck off.
You can get it over with early in the summer. So.
Come on, man. You don't want to see 2 Charlize Theron movies in a row.
Oh no! No!
You need a break with the Madagascar.
I wouldn't want to see Ridley Scott's return to greatness in front of Alien. No. Idris Elba. No. Noomi Rapace. No. Michael Fassbender. No. They all suck. No. Give me Ben Stiller and Afro Circus. Oh my god. Yeah. Exactly. I'm gonna have a blast.
Oh, you know what I'm looking forward to is getting the text message after you guys' movie's done. That'll just be cursing my name to the heavens, like last year with Alvin and the Chipmunks and the Smurfs.
Jesus Christ.
My final thought on I loved the movie. I absolutely fucking love the movie, and I'm not the biggest fairy tale guy in the world, really, but I like the ones like this, and this was really well done. I loved it. I loved
Snow
the
White and the
flick.
Three Stooges was way better.
Well, that goes without saying.
I actually don't remember that much about that movie. I remember seeing it, but it was a long, long time ago. No, I loved it. Like I said, it rivals I think it was just called Snow White.
It was called Snow White. No, it was called like Snow White, A Tale of Terror.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's on Netflix if you guys haven't seen it and you want to check it out. I don't know which one I like better. I don't know. It's still, it's very reminiscent of it, but again, it has its own different spin.
And it's better than the Asylum one. Or about fucking Mirror
Alice
Mirror,
and Elves?
the Julia Roberts one.
Oh, Jesus.
So yeah, no, definite recommend.
What about you?
I had a good time watching it.
So did
I
I.
say anytime you can throw a Scotsman in and
Fuck yeah.
shit ass little dwarves.
That's because
oh
I'm
my
hilarious.
God. Dwarves! Huskins rules!
We were just making each other crack up with little
Fucking
side
blind.
remarks.
When he yells out troll. Troll! That was great. Loved it.
I'm like,
I
oh
hate
wait, they're
trolls.
crossing a bridge. There's bones. Trolls coming! Did you pay the toll for the troll? No!
Is your
Take the toll,
troll? Alright, we'll see you next week.
So god damn it, if my phone isn't a piece of shit. It teased me saying it was an 83, then dropped to 40%. Such bullshit.
Proper update.
Proper update.
Well, it
yeah,
deserves an 83.
I know. I was like,
Hey,
no, you have to go on there
82%
because
of users liked it, so there. So fuck the critics.
I was like, people are gonna look it up and they'll feel hurt.
The
and
critics just
misinformed.
don't like Kristen Stewart. But we enjoyed her. Have fun.